Hello, everyone, and welcome to English with Areeba. I am so happy you are here today. If you are a beginner and you want to learn English step by step, you are in the right place. Today, we are starting our very first lesson. We are going to learn how to say hello, how to introduce yourself, and how to talk about your daily life. Grab a notebook and a pen and let us start our journey together, starting. Your English journey begins with the very first words you speak. When you meet someone, this is not just about words, but about connecting with others. In this part, we will cover everything, from the basic hello to understanding the logic behind how we introduce ourselves. In the English-speaking world, breaking down the basic greetings. In English, we choose our greetings based on our relationship with a person and the time of day. Formal and professional greetings. These are best for work, school, or when meeting someone older than you. Hello is the most reliable word in the English language. Good morning covers your time from sunrise until noon. Good afternoon starts exactly at 12 p.m. and lasts until the sun starts to set. Good evening is for the later hours of the day. Note that we do not say good night as a greeting. Good night is only said when you are leaving or going to sleep. Casual and friendly greetings. These are for people you already know or people your own age. Hi is the universal casual greeting. Hey is even more relaxed and very popular among younger people and close friends. Mastering the introduction. When you introduce yourself, you are giving someone a gift. You are telling them who you are. The name structure. The most common way to introduce yourself is to say, my name is followed by your name. If you want to sound faster and more like a native, you say, my name's. Another way is to say, I am, or the shorter version, im. The question. To show interest in the other person, you must ask, what is your name? In fast natural English, we almost always say, what's your name? Notice how the S sound blends into the next word. The polite response. After the names are exchanged, you must use the phrase, nice to meet you. This shows you are happy to be talking to them. If they say it first, you respond with nice to meet you too. Adding the word to at the end means also a deep dive into a real-life scenario. Imagine you are walking into a classroom or an office for the first time. You see someone standing there. You walk up with a smile and say, hello, good morning. They look at you and say, hi, good morning. You then say, my name's Areeba, what's your name? They reply, I'm Sarah, nice to meet you. You finish with nice to meet you too, Sarah. This simple exchange is the key to opening doors in the English-speaking world. It is short, but it contains all the grammar and social rules you need to start. Practical exercise for your success. To make these words your own, you must practice the transition between the greeting and your name. Stand in front of a mirror and watch your mouth move. Say these 3 variations out loud 10 times each. Hello, my name is. Hi, I am. Good morning, my name is. Focus on the flow of the sentence. Do not stop between the words. Let them run together naturally. This is the secret to sounding like you have been speaking English your whole life. Now that you know how to say hello and introduce yourself, the next big step in your English journey is naming the things around you. This is how you start building your vocabulary and moving from just greetings to actually talking about the world. We call these nouns, which are simply the names for people, places, and things. Understanding this and that. To talk about objects in English, we use 2 very important words to point them out. This is used for an object that is close to you or that you are holding in your hand. That is used for an object that is far away from you. For example, if you have a pen in your hand, you say, this is a pen. If there is a clock on the wall across the room, you say, that is a clock. Common objects you need to know. Here is a list of the most common things you will see in a classroom or an office. Learning these first will help you feel more comfortable in any learning environment. A pen used for writing with ink. A pencil used for writing or drawing with lead. A book, something you read. A notebook, something you write your lessons in. A desk, the table where you sit to work. A chair, the place where you sit down. A computer, the machine you use for the internet or work. A phone, the device you use to call or text. A bag, what you use to carry your things. The rule of A and N. You might notice I said a pen or a book. In English, we use the word A before words that start with a consonant sound like B, C, D, F, and so on. English. However, if a word starts with a vowel sound like a E, I, O, or U, we use the word N. Look at these examples. A book, a chair, an apple, an eraser, an orange, This makes the words flow better when you speak, because it is hard to say two vowel sounds together without a break. Asking what things are. If you see something and you do not know the name for it in English, you can ask a simple question. What is this? If it is near you, what is that? If it is far away, the answer will always start with it is a or it is an. For example, if someone points to a chair, they will say, it is a chair, or the shorter version, it's a chair. Real life scenario practice. Imagine you are in your first English class. You forgot your pen. You look at the person next to you and say, hello, my name is Areeba. They say, hi, I am Sarah. You point to an extra pen on their desk and ask, what is that? Sarah says that is a pen. You then ask, can I use this pen? And she says, yes. This uses everything you learned in part 1 and combines it with your new vocabulary. From part 2, practical exercise for your success. Go around your room right now. Point at 5 different things and say out loud, this is a followed by the name of the object. Then point at 5 things far away from you and say, that is a followed by the name. This is a phone. This is a table. That is a window. That is a door. That is a light. Doing this out loud helps your brain connect the English word to the physical object without translating it into your own language first. This is how you start thinking in English. Since we have learned how to name objects and say hello, we now need to describe them. This is how you make your English sound more detailed and interesting. Instead of just saying, this is a bag, you can say this is a big blue bag. This helps people understand exactly what you are talking about. The most common colors. Colors are the first adjectives most people learn. An adjective is just a word that describes a noun. In English, the color always comes before the object. Red like an apple, blue like the sky, green like the grass, yellow like the sun, black like the night, white like paper. If you have a pen that is blue, you say a blue pen. You do not say a pen blue. The description always sits in front of the name, describing the size. Along with color, we often talk about how large or small something is. These are very helpful words when you are shopping or looking for something you lost. Big or large. Use this for things like a house, a car, or a big mountain. Small or little. Use this for things like a key, a coin, or a small bird. Building a full sentence. Now we can combine everything we have learned so far. We can use our greetings, our objects, and our new describing words. If you are looking for your notebook, you can say, this is my big green notebook. That is a small red chair. I have a beautiful blue phone. Asking about descriptions. When you want to know what something looks like, you use the question, what color is it? Or what size is it? If someone shows you a new car, you ask, what color is your car? They will answer it is white or my car is white. Real life scenario practice. Imagine you are at a clothing store. A worker comes up to you and says, hello, how can I help you? You say, hi, I'm looking for a bag. The worker points to a shelf and asks, what color do you like? You say, I want a big black bag, please. The worker hands you one and says, here is a big black bag. You finish by saying, thank you, nice to meet you. This shows how you can use very simple words to get exactly what you want in a real situation. Practical exercise for your success. Look at 5 things in your room right now. Do not just name them. Give them a color and a size. Say it out loud like this. This is a big brown table. That is a small white lamp. I have a black computer. This is a green book. That is a large blue window. Focus on putting the description before the object name every single time. If you do this, you will stop translating from your own language and start speaking natural. Now that you can name things and describe them, you need to talk about actions. In English, we call these verbs. Verbs are the engine of the sentence because they tell us what is happening. To start, we will focus on the present continuous, which is just a fancy way of saying things. You are doing at this very moment. The secret of ing, when you want to say you are doing something right now, you take the action, word and adding to the end. But before that, you must use am or is or are. Speak becomes I am speaking. Listen becomes you are listening. Read becomes she is reading. Write becomes he is writing. Sit becomes we are sitting. Common daily actions. Here are the most important verbs you will use every day when you are learning English or hanging out with friends. Eating like when you have your dinner. Drinking like when you have water or tea. Walking when you are going to the shop. Learning what you are doing on this channel right now. Watching like when you watch a video on YouTube. Making full sentences. Let us combine your objects from the previous parts with these new action words. This is where your English starts to sound like real conversation. I'm reading a big book. You are drinking from a blue cup. She is writing in a small notebook. They are watching English with Areeba, asking about actions. If you want to know what someone else is doing, you ask a very simple question. What are you doing? What is he doing? The person will answer by describing their action. For example, if someone calls you on the phone, you can say, I am learning English. This sounds much better than just saying the word English by itself. When you want to learn about someone else, you ask these questions. Do you have brothers or sisters? How many people are in your family? Where do you live? Real-life scenario practice. Imagine you are talking to a new friend at school. They ask Areeba, tell me about your family. You say, I have a small family. I have one brother and one sister. My mother is a teacher and my father is a doctor. Then you ask, what about you? They say, I have a big family with 4 sisters. You reply, that is nice. I live in a small apartment, but it has a big kitchen. This conversation uses your numbers, your descriptions, and your new family words. You are sharing your life with someone else. Practical exercise for your success. Take a photo of your family or just close your eyes and think of them. Point to each person and say out loud who they are and one thing they are, doing using what you learned. In part 4, this is my mother, she is cooking in the kitchen. This is my brother, he is reading a book. This is my sister, she is drinking water. Doing this helps you connect your emotions and your real life to the English language. It makes the words stick in your brain because they mean something to you. Now that you can talk about your family and your home, it is time to talk about your day. Life is full of patterns, and in English, we use specific words to describe what we do from the moment we wake up until we go to sleep. This is called your daily routine. Connecting actions to time. To talk about your day, you need to use words that show the order of things. These are very simple words that help your story flow. First, for the very start of your day, then for the next thing you do, after that for something later, finally for the last thing in your day. Common daily habits. Here are the most important action words for your everyday life. Wake up when you open your eyes in the morning. Get up when you actually leave your bed. Brush my teeth to keep your mouth clean. Wash my face to feel fresh. Eat breakfast, your first meal. Go to work or go to school where you spend your day. Come home when your day is finished. Sleep at the end of the night. Using the word every day. When you talk about a routine, you use the present tense. This is for things that are true all the time or things you do regularly. I wake up early every day. I drink tea in the morning. I study English with Areeba every evening. Notice we do not use the ing here because we are not talking about what you are doing right this second. We are talking about your habit. Asking about someone else's day. To learn about a friend, you ask these simple questions. What time do you wake up? Do you eat breakfast? What do you do in the afternoon? The answer usually starts with I followed by the action. I wake up at 7. I eat an apple for breakfast. Real life scenario practice. Imagine you are meeting a friend for coffee. Your friend asks Areeba, what is your typical day like? You say first, I wake up and I drink a glass of water. Then I brush my teeth and wash my face. After that, I eat breakfast with my family. Finally, I sit down and I learn English. I love my morning routine. This conversation uses your greetings, your family words, and your new routine words. You are describing your life in a way that people can understand and relate to. Practical exercise for your success. Think about what you did today from the moment you woke up. Say it out loud using the order words. First, I got up. Then I drank coffee. After that, I walked to the park. Finally, I came home. You can now greet. People describe objects, count. Things use action words, talk. About your family, explain your routine. And share your feelings. The last thing you need to master is how to end a conversation politely and talk about what you will do next. Ways to say goodbye. Just like greetings, there are different ways to leave a conversation depending on how much time you have. Goodbye is the formal and standard way to leave. Goodbye is the most common way and is used with everyone. See you later is used when you expect to see the person again soon. See you tomorrow is perfect for school or work. Have a nice day is a very polite way to wish someone well as you leave. Talking about the future with will. When you want to talk about something that has not happened yet, you use the word will. This is the simplest way to look forward. I will see you. I will study. I will go home. I will sleep. You can also use the short version I'll to sound more natural. I'll see you tomorrow is a phrase you will hear native speakers use all the time. Making plans. When you are finishing a talk with a friend, you often want to suggest a future action. I will call you. I will text you. I will watch your video. The power of thank you. In the English-speaking world, saying thank you is very important. You should always thank someone for their time or their help before you leave. Thank you for your help. Thank you for the lesson. Thanks for coming. The person will usually respond with, you are welcome, or the shorter you're welcome. Real-life scenario practice. Imagine you are finishing a great conversation with a student. You say, it was nice to meet you today. The student says, nice to meet you too, Areeba. You say, I am tired now, so I will go home, but I will see you tomorrow. The student says, okay, thank you for the lesson. Have a nice day. You finish by saying, you are welcome, bye. This uses every single part of our Lesson 1 series. You have gone from a simple hello to a full future plan. Practical exercise for your success. Before you close this lesson, stand up and act like you are leaving a room. Say your goodbyes out loud to an imaginary friend. Goodbye, see you later. I will call you tomorrow. Thank you, have a nice day. You have completed your first full lesson step by step. This is a huge achievement for any beginner. Keep repeating these 8 parts until you can say every sentence without looking at the text. Your journey on English with Areeba is off to a perfect start. You did a great job today. We covered a lot of important things from your first greetings to your future plans. Remember that learning a language takes time and practice, so do not be afraid to watch this video again. Speak out loud and practice these phrases every day. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video and subscribe to English with Areeba so you do not miss lesson number 2. Leave a comment below and tell me your name in English. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye and have a nice day.